Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. So today I am creating a layout with an older hip kit. I don't remember what month it is, but it was sometime in the summer of 2020. So so that's what I'm going to be working with today. I have two photos that I'm using to tell the story of a recent trip, or I guess recent road trip that we went on to the Oregon coast. So I have two 3x4 photos that I'll be putting on the layout. I have my journaling pre-printed and cut into strips. And then I have actually two pattern papers that I'm working with is all on this project. So the first one is, or I guess the first one would be the background. And I honestly don't remember which collection this is from. It's from an American Crafts collection. And then this is American Crafts as well. And when I first saw this pattern paper, I knew that I wanted to cut along these lines and that I wanted to put the title along those lines as well. So I'm going to start out by doing just that. So I've obviously pre-cut the paper, and then I have also did some stitching on my sewing machine off camera. And I do that first of all because it's loud to stitch while the camera's on, and second, my sewing machine isn't near, I guess it's near, but it I can't use it the way my filming station is set up, I guess. So I just did some stitching. I am just tucking the loose threads around the back and trimming them. And actually on those, I don't even think I'll trim them, but I just stitched along two of the lines just to add a little bit of texture. And then I'm going to adhere this right here along the top of the layout. And as I mentioned, I want the title to go along this line. And so the title is Toes in the Sand for this page, and I'm using, these are thickers from American Crafts, and I love that they are the color of sand. That's why they were part of the kit, is because this is a summer themed kit and this looks like sand, obviously. And then I love that there's that pink foam in the underneath. So I'm just going to set those. I spelled out the title on wax paper so that I could do just this and lay things out and make sure that I have the spacing just as I want it, the spacing and the placement. This next piece that I'm putting down is the same paper as that, but it's just got, I'm just using the other side. I'm using the pink, like on the other side there are pink leaves. I did stitch around, whoops, the edge of this piece as well. So you can see I just stitched around the perimeter. And I'm going to use my T-square ruler here to make sure that I have this pattern paper straight and centered. So it looks like I need 1.5 inches from either side. And that looks good. So we'll press that into place. And then the two photos. Go side by side here. Just right here in the center. So as I mentioned, those are 3x4 photos with a white cardstock border around the edges. Sometimes I print my photos with that, with the border, but if I'm printing directly from my phone, which I did on these, then I don't add the white border. And so I just print from my phone and then add the white border with a piece of cardstock. So either way is not a big deal. I do, I would say 99% of the time I do put a white border on my photos. When I'm creating a layout, I want the photo to be the first thing that catches your eye. And so, yeah, I want to make sure those stand out, and a white border helps immensely with that. So here is my journaling, and I'm going to kind of place this. In fact, I might adhere. I want the sun and the journaling to go together right there along the top. So I'm going to use foam adhesive to adhere. If I can pick it up. Foam adhesive to adhere both of those. In fact, I'm going to place the cloud where I want it and then just put that foam there. Put a couple of them along the seam, and then I can just adhere them as one piece. Okay, so we'll take the backing off of that. And let's see, we'll move, because I don't want my journaling to get stuck down there quite yet. Okay, and then I want to add the journaling next. And since I know, let's move that to the side for a minute. Since I know that I want my journaling to end right here, just a little bit below where the cloud was, I'm gonna start from the bottom up when I adhere my journaling strips. So this is, I printed my journaling. It's on just regular white copy paper. And it's a 12-point font. It's American typewriter condensed. And I just print it out, cut it into strips. I use 1/8" double-sided tape. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish placing these journaling strips. Okay, now that I have my photos and journaling in place, I am going to add the title. So I'm just going to start in the middle and work my way out. And I'm just going to place these letter stickers right up against that pattern paper. Now that I have the title in place, I have just a few embellishments that I'd like to add. This layout is pretty clean and simple, which is the way that I intended it to be. I because I just want to focus on the photo and the story here. So I left it, or I'm going to leave this clean and simple. So I'm just going to remove the backing here. I've got some foam tape or foam squares. I'm going to adhere this knot a little bit off center, and I'll show you why in just a moment. And then I'm trying to decide if I should loop that around and leave it there. I'm thinking actually that I would like a bow, just to tie a simple bow in that instead. So we'll just tie a quick bow and bring the string down here. This is just a basic white crochet thread, so nothing fancy. I buy a couple, or this is what I buy. I put it, just add it to my Walmart grocery order, and I'll go through, I don't know, a couple of those a year. I really like to just add a little bit of texture with a little bit of that white string. So I am adding just 2 little embellishments down here, and they're just these little starfish die cuts. I think I forgot to mention that these die cuts are exclusive to the Hip Kit Club. The only place that you can find them is within the kit. And I will make sure, and if this kit is still available, I will leave it in the description, leave a link in the description box. So I have just this one last little leaf. Actually, there's 2 die cuts left. I think I'm going to put that one right there in the center of the starfish. I'm using 2 of the starfish die cuts, mostly because on this day when we were at the ocean, we found a starfish. Anyway, it was cool. This is the first time my kids had been to the ocean, and even though these photos can fool you a little bit, it was not warm, and we were not. If you notice in this picture, I have a hoodie and a stocking cap on, and that's because it was cold. It was beautiful weather, like it was not windy, it was sunny, but it was in November, so it was just cold. So I'm going to add just a few enamel dots to finish things off. So I'm going to put a few, actually, I'm going to put just a cluster of enamel dots up here by the sunshine. I'm just going to go with the light pink. I don't want to add a ton more color, but the dimension is nice. And then I'm going to add one enamel dot right there to the center and do the same thing down here. Just add a few light pink enamel dots. Okay, and so with that, I'm going to call this project finished. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you being here and watching my videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you are notified when I upload any new videos. Thank you again for stopping by, and have a wonderful day.